I love this example. This guy did a really funny complaint one day on our Facebook page, and it's a great example of how to disarm a disgruntled customer. And essentially, he wrote this long post about the expensiveness of his bill. And what we do in these situations, we try to take it private. We will make a public post saying, hey, would you email us at this email address? Would love to discuss your problem, see if we can help you. And that way, sometimes you also diffuse people when they're anonymous, which I guess in Facebook you're really not, but the internet can make people a lot more angry and bold and such. When you take it to a one-on-one conversation, you can usually diffuse them. So they had he had some interaction with my admin. We dug into his issues, explained to him, what was causing his bill to be high. And in the end, a short, if not backhanded compliment, but he was appreciative. And I think, I probably should post the entire conversation, but it was pretty lengthy. But in the end, we won out. In that one, we don't always make everybody happy, but it's a good example. Like I said, have about 2,500 likes. I think it's very popular to measure likes as a measure of success for somebody's social media outlet. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It certainly gives you a good number of your potential reach, especially when you factor in, how many people that each of those users reach as well. But one thing we found is that oftentimes a negative event, such as a large power outage, will cause your likes to go up. So a negative event will cause people to seek you out, trying to get information any way they can. We had a series of storms last year in which there was one particular storm knocked out power to about 70,000 of our customers, but we saw a 10% bump in both Twitter followers and Facebook. And I think that goes to show, one, people know that, and word gets around that we're helping people get more information through social media, but also people are going to try to find answers to their questions any way they can. So a negative event can actually boost your numbers. We've learned over time that I don't have the staff to man social media 24 hours a day, and it would probably be a waste of money anyway to have, somebody doing that between 1 and 6 o'clock in the morning. We simply wouldn't get much traffic. But of course, at those times when people send us a question, they expect an answer. I'll get a little more into that later when I talk about Twitter, but we had to set some parameters for when we do outage updates, because that really is probably the most common means of interaction on social media. We get asked all different kinds of questions, but when there's an outage, we certainly see a surge in both Twitter and Facebook of inquiries. So, when it was after hours and we had a small outage affecting maybe 400 people, we get questions and we didn't have it covered. So we realized we've got to set parameters. So our somewhat fuzzy threshold is 10,000, affecting 10,000 customers or more. And we'll activate our social media. There is a caveat there too. If it's something that affects a significant part of our system, like a hospital, we've had a downtown substation go down before where you technically don't have a whole lot of, numerically it's not a high number of customers affected, but of course it's a very high profile area. So certainly we would activate in a case like that.